Hi everybody, it's Joseph Adeo. We're in the Capricorn time of year. We got the Sun entered Capricorn, Mercury's there, retrograde Venus will be there through early March along with transiting Pluto. So we've got a nice bundle of planets there. Every time when we enter the Capricorn time of year, Capricorn represents achievement, status, recognition, reaching the top, showing off everything we've achieved in the material world through our professionalism, through hard work and effort. So it's interesting it falls during the Christmas time of year, the season of giving. But if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. During the Sagittarius time of year, everybody's doing their shopping, everybody's spending, everybody's being very reaching out and expanding and traveling and buying things and doing all those Jupiter ruled excessive things. But in Capricorn, at the time Christmas happens, for many of us, and even for many other religious holidays, we show off from all the money we spent through the gift giving. Everybody opens their presents and everybody shows off what they've spent. And it's kind of a time to reap the rewards for everything you've achieved during the year. And many of us show off by the amounts of gifts we give, by the amount of money we spend. This is a time when bonuses come. This is a time when people spend money maybe to buy houses, to buy new cars because of the bonuses they've received. So Capricorn is a time, in the best sense of the word, to show off that which you've achieved in the world through your hard work and effort. And of course, this could go to extremes. The extreme of Capricorn here would be just to show off all the money they have and spend because people just want to keep up with the Joneses or the Smiths or whomever you want to keep up with. But there's nothing wrong with working hard and making money and giving back by buying presents for people and using your money to show what you have achieved and what you have accomplished. That's a kind of beautiful thing. We live on the material world after all. And Capricorn really wants to show the achievement on the in the material plane. What you've managed to achieve through hard work and effort and discipline. So it makes sense that it's a time of gift giving and accomplishment, and it kind of caps off the year like Capricorn. So it's a beautiful time. Now we got a lot of other things going on here. Got Venus retrograde conjunct Pluto. I've talked about that in several other Instagram videos I've posted, so you should listen to some of those. But all in all, what this retrograde of Venus in Capricorn is doing with Pluto is digging up the past, reviewing relationships. In Capricorn, the structures of your relationships, as you know them to be, are being investigated, dug up, transformed. Those relationships that can stand the test of time will stand the test of time, and those that can't will die. And you got through the beginning of March to figure this out. All the old structures, all the secrets, anything that's hidden in a relationship right now will come out in the open in order to you to transform it and make it better. This would be secrets, this would be betrayals, this would be jealousies, this would be illnesses, this would be anything of a triangularized type of thing under Pluto. Not just relationships, but money, values, things that you cherish, possessions. Venus retrograde conjunct Pluto has a lot to do with death and dying. For most of us, it will be a metaphorical death and dying in some area of life that needs to be transformed and have the phoenix rising from the ashes. For some of us, it will be literal death and dying. For many of us, it will be about COVID. Venus conjunct Pluto. It will be conjunct Pluto 3 times. December 11th, December 25th, Christmas Day, Merry Christmas, and March 3rd, when it all ties up. This is the uptick in COVID we've been seeing. Venus-Pluto pairings, whether it's a conjunction or square or any harsh aspect, has lots to do with venereal diseases, STD diseases, communicable diseases through bodily fluids and through contacts, and COVID will fall under this. So the retrograde of Venus here, Pluto, is harking back to the past. We're going back to the past, and we're kind of revving up and an issue that we thought might have been done and gone, but the Venus retrograde says there's still something to deal with here. There's still some death and dying to deal with here. There's still some structure that we have to deal with here, and institutions we have to deal with, and society rules and regulations we have to deal with. So a lot of people are going to experience this as COVID, and maybe some other types of diseases. You might see old people dying more. You might, if there's literal death in your family, this or illness, really severe illness, this might be a time where you see a transition. Not for everybody, but for many. This is all framed with a Saturn-Pluto conjunction we had at the top of 2020. At the top of 2020, the Saturn-Pluto conjunction ushered in this transformative energy that we're now experiencing through the COVID. The Saturn-Pluto in the sign of Capricorn, it was time to face the structures in our society that have to be crumbled and that have to evolve into something new. Pluto likes to destroy and Saturn likes to keep things together. So the structures and traditions that have been in our society for hundreds and thousands of years are kind of getting the death knell here, and there's a new beginning. Then in 2021, we had the Saturn square Uranus aspect that presided for most of that year. That culminated 3 times, February 17th, June 14th, and now 12/24, New Year's Eve. It's conjuncting right around the same time as we've got the Pluto Venus conjunction hitting. So, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day is a big time this year. The Saturn-Uranus square in the heart of the pandemic, you see 2 factions of society battling to vax or not to vax. Saturn and Uranus represent 2 factions of society. The Saturn part of society wants to keep things the same. They don't like the change. The Uranus part of society wants a revolution, wants progression, wants progressive new things, innovation, changes. And Saturn says, fights that. So you see a lot of struggle here. Everybody's going to experience that in some area of their life as well on a personal level. The thing with Saturn and Uranus squares is Saturn doesn't mind bringing in the new and innovative of Uranus, provided it doesn't short circuit the material world, the world of structure that Saturn rules. And Saturn in Aquarius says, I don't mind some changes coming up here, but you got to do it with caution. You got to do it with a little fear-based. You can't just go into the future willy-nilly without testing things. So Saturn likes things done slowly. It needs to incorporate Uranus's innovation and chaotic energy and electrical energy, but through a structure, through some discipline, without throwing out the baby with the bathwater. So you're going to see, so this has been the whole year, and the last hit of this is now. So then we're going to go into 2022 with this new energy of continued tug of war of how much we can change society without kind of throwing away everything for the last 2,000 years that has been good. We have to keep a structure. We have to keep concrete in the foundation of our lives. Because if you bring in new without a firm structure, then everything kind of collapses. So, it's not about just going all for the new and throwing away the old. You have to kind of merge these 2 energies. So we got a lot of stuff going on here. Jupiter is entering Pisces. Normally that would be a very compassionate, beautiful thing. But I think because Venus is retrograde with Pluto till the beginning of March, you're not going to see the easing of the COVID crisis until maybe late February, early March. when Venus is through with her battle of Pluto and going down to the underworld, and we have 3 months here to transform our values, things we believe about money, about relationships, possessions, all the pleasure, all the Venus ruled things. You have to think of this next 2 months as like going down to hell, making friends with whatever's down to hell, and you have to look at the boogeyman and do some shadow work. And the more shadow work you do and you look at the boogeyman and maybe cry and purge and transform, you'll come out stronger on the other side here in March. You'll come out with greater power, a transformative energy, a rebirth as the phoenix rises from the ashes. All this works in tandem. So there's going to be different areas of life this is going to affect each person here. And it depends on what house it's going in. You have to look at the houses that Venus is retrograding in Capricorn, and you have to look at the houses that Saturn is squaring Uranus. Saturn is the planet that rules Capricorn. So all the structures of our life, all the traditions of our life, all the things that keep us kind of in order and organized and focused and disciplined in the material world are changing. You see it. You see it changing in society, in the structures, in our organizations, in our institutions. So it's a time of great change. And you have to be able to face your fears right now. So face your fears. Some things are easier to face than others, obviously. But I'll be back talking some more. Enjoy the holidays, whatever you celebrate, and peace to everybody, and much joy and happiness.